But I've been told that people who are long-term vegetarians are oftentimes told by their doctors that they're not getting enough vitamin B12 in their diet. They must supplement, or else they become anemic. Anybody heard that? A couple nods here. Yes, yes. And if you really don't get enough vitamin B12, you don't just become anemic, you become dead. Right? We are B12 dependent. We need B12 for our biochemistry to function. We don't need a lot of it, the amount that can fit on the head of a pin or something. But it is a critical compound in our bodies for us to function. B12 in science is called cobalamin, cyanocobalamin, which is a compound which basically has one atom of cobalt at the center of it with a few amino acids attached to it, which is nitrogens and oxygens and hydrogens. So really what it is that's limited in your vegetarian diet is cobalt. Because there's not much in the soil, there's not much in the plant, because there's not much in the plant, there's not much in your body, you don't have enough in your body, you start to become dysfunctional, you start to break down. So cobalt is one of the elements on the soil test that I recommend, and it's not just because it's important for us. My understanding is that about 80% of the species of soil life that have been studied, and we can sort of infer in general, are also B12 dependent. Which means if you don't have cobalt in your soil, you don't have 80% of the species of soil life. Right? They are also cobalt dependent. Not only is the plant cobalt dependent and are we cobalt dependent, but your bacteria and fungi are also cobalt dependent. There's a spectrum of elements necessary for biochemistry to function, for glandular systems to function, for hormones to be built, for protein to be built out of amino acids. All this whole process of building compounds requires a certain level of certain elements. So that's really why I like to talk about this piece first and talk about it in the fall. Because if you can get your minerals down now, and you can apply them intelligently, and we had some good questions about, you should expect to have that full suite of elements present in the spring when you put your crops in the ground. And if you don't have that present, you really